Hi guys, back with another video for you today, and almost 2 weeks after I aired a video with Paolo Terenzi and Tiziana Terenzi of Tiziana Terenzi Fragrances. And in that video we discussed the Comet's collection of fragrances, which includes Halley, it also includes Wirtanen, and then also 2 more fragrances, Hail Bop and Temple. So we did a video discussing those 4 fragrances, and we have a giveaway thanks to the distributors of Tiziana Terenzi, the fragrance group, who has a website called soavantgarde.com. They're sponsoring 1 full bottle giveaway, and that giveaway is still running today. I'm going to end it very soon, so if you haven't participated, go catch that video so you can have a chance at winning 1 full bottle of your choice of one of those fragrances for USA subscribers of my channel. But today we're doing a second video where we shot the 2 videos back to back of 4 other fragrances from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and those fragrances are Siene, we have Borea. Those 2 are my favorites, but the other 2 have grown on me as well. Draconis and Arrakis. So these 4 fragrances we discussed today in today's video with Tiziana and Paolo of Tiziana Terenzi Fragrances. I'm also bringing up their candles because they're amazing, and Paolo and Tiziana discussed the candles as well. So all that coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Hello Paolo, hello Tiziana.
Hello,
Hi,
Sebastian. How are you doing?
You.
Long time no see, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. For sure, physically, since coming. So we should recover this time as soon as possible to come back to the normality and travel again. You should come to visit our wonderland of perfume where we create wonders. So here in us, we have a part of our magical library with some priceless molecules, and for experts like you love to put your nose everywhere. There are magical bottles to smell it, and
oh my God,
it's like a paradise. You have to come.
Yes,
I'm
nice
gonna
also
come
because,
as soon as I can.
yeah, absolutely, and because and if you love the Dolce Vita, you know that here we are living in Rimini, nearby Rimini, where Federico Ferrini was born and Dolce Vita Spirit was born. So here in our DNA and the Terenzi lifestyle, we have the spirit of Dolce Vita. So if you're coming, it will be a pleasure to host you here and to have the moment to smell all the fragrances and to enjoy on the shore beautiful seafood and a special good wine that I know that you are an expert as well in that.
Of course, it's the same sense finally, no?
Okay, so Theo?
Is correct?
Good.
Yes. So we have 4 fragrances, Siene, Borea, and we have Draconis and Arrakis. They're from 2 different collections.
Yeah.
And my 2 favorites happen to be Siene and Borea out of the 4.
Yes, I know you also for what.
I've noticed that there's an olive wood note in the Siene.
Yeah.
So tell me about Siene, because I really love this one.
Yeah,
thank you.
So let me
show you.
So first of all, as you say, are 2 different collection of the same brand. Of course, it's a very wide brand. It's becoming very wide because we have first of all the fortune to be in 2. So 2 heads that are doing with a strong creativity, so we can develop a lot of things. But in the meantime, also in the currency of the project, we have different type of chapter of the same journey. So it's a never-ending journey of the Tiziana Terenzi brand, exploring different characters or characteristics of lives. In this case, Borea and Siene are part of the what we call classic collection. This classic collection is very important because we are talking about experience that we have done in magical places. In this case, we are talking about 2 magical places in Italy. Most of the fragrances are coming from inspiration from Italy, of course, because we are Italian and we love our country. But in this case, we are talking about a beautiful moment of life. And because life is beautiful, but not perfect, we would like to have in our perfume tension and dissonance that create this uniqueness. Because our customers are looking for uniqueness. Fragrance expert, fragrance lover, and a certain level of expertise. I don't talk about a fragrance expert with no experience. But when you have this type of level of educate people in perfumes, they are looking for this uniqueness. And this is the fragrances that we are going to represent. Siene is a name itself, as the story, because it's an old name of Siena. Siena is a very famous city in Tuscany, very well known for many particular things. So one is this kind of horse races that they're doing, they call Palio, and the beautiful palace, the beautiful countryside, and the spirit of this wild but educated area in Tuscany is represented by woods. There are fabulous landscape with woods, and working on this area in autumn is exactly what we hold in this beautiful perfume. The perfume in the classic collection are very complex, especially in the black bottle, because it's a very intimistic journey that you do more inside you than outside. Although it's a universal experience, because of course it's the experience of this magical journey. And in this case, the woody and leather notes that are things to the fragrances, to notice that you like it, are very well balanced in these fragrances. So the inspiration of this is really mysterious and complex, and has the spirit of this Tuscan area that are very, very well known worldwide. We're talking about the fragrances. We are trying to hold the beautiful moment of life, as I said before, and the spirit of this place. So we have elements that are very typical of Tuscan woods, where we have Juniper, Cypress, olive wood. It is very unusual for fragrances, but we have, thanks to the tradition of our grandfather, the experience, expertise to extract oil from the olive wood and poplar. On the middle notes, we have patchouli, frankincense, combined with patchouli, give this kind of smoky notes inside the fragrances. Iris, myrrh, and Italian leather. There is different type of leather in the perfumery. There are some from camel that are more animalic from the North Africa. We have the Russian leather and the Italian leather that is very, very gentle in terms of notes, although is very characteristic. And Tuscany is famous for the leather and the Italian leather. There are many bags from many important brands are coming from this area. On the base note, we have honey. That's another important element or harvest that we can have in the countryside in Tuscany. Musk, amber, sandalwood, and Cambodian wood. Do you remember in the comment we talk about the different type of wood, and of course the latitude where the wood grow and come from is very important. In this case, we have this Cambodian wood that again has, we talk about this for Britannia, the leather touch inside. So again, this leather touch of the Cambodian is combined with the leather, Italian leather that we have on the middle note, and give these fragrances the elegance. I personally love these fragrances because it's really elegant. I feel the strength of the forest, the strength of the countryside with the dominant elements, but also the elegance of the gentleman that is living in this area. So I really like it, and it's very special.
It's very stylish. It's really a question of a fragrances with style, in a more classic idea, but in the way also that is completely modern, like this city that have two souls. One is blocked in the Middle Age, and one is now is a contemporary story, contemporary city. And this is the fragrances with the special soul to be something that is always perfect in the timing. It's not a question of trend, it's really a question of style.
No, it's very classy. I find it to be a little classic and a little modern at the same time. That's why I like it. It's very woody, and it reminds me of the forest, like you said, Paolo. It has lots of foresty kind of smells in it, green and weeds and herbs and all of that together.
Yes, there are. And when you say that is a classic, or means remind you of classic fragrances, you are going to make a very big compliment for us, because as I say in the previous video, the idea for the stylistic idea behind our own research is to coming back to elegance of the beauty of the Belle Epoque and the period of the perfume were really a perfume. These not to create a show and not to create something only for shock the people, but really to come back to the purity of the elegance. And this is what they are looking for. So in the maturity of our journey, probably this kind of own research is coming back to this direction. And it's true that we try to combine element of the classic and purity elegance with, of course, the twist and the flank of our modernity, but our style. But of course, always in our own research. So I find it very, very good, your idea, and thank you for saying that.
For sure. Do you find it to be more masculine than feminine? I find it to be leaning masculine.
Yeah,
of course. There's no real gender behind your fragrances.
I don't find the gender in that, but of course it means I think that Tiziana loves to wear these fragrances. My wife as well. So I think that it's really depend on your mood.
Exactly. Even because it's true that someday I'm a little bit masculine.
Yeah.
Someday I'm more feminine, It's really a question of mood. For sure, for masculine that want to be classic, this is a safe tone. Because with the woody, it's easy.
Woody leather, of course, is
exactly.
More masculine area, but it's the same for the flora. Now, we are going to discover one that now is more flora. Borea, for example.
Borea.
Of course, you are more in the area where you have a kind of audience more in feminine area. But of course, I can wear Borea when I'm full of joy and I want to have a party night. I wear Borea. Exactly. I feel good. So it's really moody in my point of view. It's your nose judge that.
But you know that we speak about emotion. So in emotion there are not gender. For our point of view. For sure, if some people want to say, I want to give a clean message that I'm using fragrances in this area, is a comfort zone.
This one makes me feel confident. When you wear it, your masculinity just comes through. So I really love this one. Siene.
It's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very happy because I'm a super fan of Siene.
Oh, nice.
I love me too.
It's a great one. And this is in your classic bottles that's similar to Maremma and Ladino Nero.
Exactly. You know the meaning of this bottle is something that is, because the bottle, even in this case, are something that is a communication of what is inside. You can feel how much is elegant in my point of view with mystery, but with a special heart that is, full of energy, like the woody label. That means something that are in life and full of idea of life, but in a black bottle, very mysterious and elegant. This is because this emotion is private.
Oh, more intimistic.
Okay. More intimate. It's a good emotion, not bad. And in the leather, in the label, you can see that it's good, not dark, but private. This is why it's square and black. It's closed.
So
it's private.
It's reserved. It's reserved, I guess.
It's reserved. And this fragrance is this elegant. It's not ingoblant. It's something that it comes very soft, gentle.
Yeah, makes sense.
And
absolutely.
Yeah.
I find the square also masculine too. The square.
But
one idea can be also
the idea behind is that. Every time we release 2 fragrances in the classic collection, one with the black sole and one with the white sole. The white sole is filled in the gold bottle, round, shining, and the experience is more in contact with the nature. So it's a type of journey when the contamination and the experience with the environment around you is very strong. It's very strong. In the black bottle, there's an intimacy journey, as Tiziana said before, is more inside your soul. So maybe also a kind of journey that you can do seated on your sofa and on your armchairs.
Intimistic, private.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why we have these 2 different souls. Of course, black and white doesn't mean naughty and good, but it's really something that is more mysterious, intimistic, and complex in the black ones.
Yeah.
So the reason when you mention Laudo Nero, Maremma, Ecstasy, that are in this type of shape of bottle, the fragrances are very, very complex. This is really an area for only fragrance expert, if you let me say it like that. Because to enter in this creativity and the complexity of these pyramids, it doesn't mean that you should be really expert and you have to smell thousands and thousands of ingredients before to talk it. But in this case, you have this. In the other ones, the gold bottle, you feel that fragrances are more wearable in a way, or easy to understand, of course, and because the brightness inside the fragrances, like in Whitefire, Aretusa, Borea that is coming, are more bright. And the bright of this experience with joy and the contact of the people and environment that we have been.
Great
Another part of the communication. And I use the mathematical formula of the diving formula to the proportion between the top, the glass, the space that is in the middle, the size of the label, because the idea of the harmony have to be in a perfume and have to be in what you look and have to be in what you touch. That is a special, you know.
Everything is planned out perfectly.
Thank you very much.
This is details are very important in life, and I think that the small details that makes a difference to have a good life or a bad life.
Little things.
Little things.
I'm a detailed person. I have some friends who don't like details and they get on my nerves, but I'm detailed.
I'm details too. I love
the details. Yeah.
Me too.
I'm very cautious on that.
I'm crazy for details.
And picky, and what my daughter complained to me, because I always very pretending and demanding for that. Because you should do that. There's no way to escape from this.
All right, the next one we're talking about is Borea. This one right here.
Yes,
Borea. The circular gold bottle.
Borea is a gold bottle. We already explained the meaning of the gold bottle, and Borea is a very special experience, because we spend time together in Cannes and all the Côte d'Azur, the French shore, but there is a very beautiful place not far away from France, that is San Remo. San Remo is on the same seaside of France. There is a very few kilometers that divide the borders, and San Remo is a very important city for two main reasons. Many reasons, because it's a beautiful city, but one is flower. Is the most important place where there are the biggest harvest of flower and farms for flower for all south of Europe. So we produce, and they have a beautiful terrace, because the city is over the sea, but after behind there is the maritime Alps. So they have created this land terrace to grow up with a glass window, a garden window area, the flowers. And this is the main reason of these places. And the other one, because the Italian music festival, it's very, very popular. Is played there. So it's important for these two. Music and flower, yeah.
Italia.
Oh, nice.
We lost a little bit of pizza, but not very difficult to find.
And Borea is a very, very famous villa with an incredible Italian garden. The typical Italian garden where the nobles people used to spend time in the past, and now is a museum and it's possible to visit. And this was one of the journey during our trip. And we were in this incredible, beautiful garden. You can imagine, Italian garden means labyrinth. It means beautiful flower. It means a nice bench where you can look at the seaside, because of course we are on the seaside, and you can feel it, the breeze of sea on these fragrances, because the combination with flower, salt of water on the sea, and the sea breeze are combined, and we hold the beautiful moment of the life in one drop of this perfume. So the perfume
I was going to say it smells like beach to me. It's beachy.
Yeah, and because this means that you have a good nose, and it also means that we have done a good job, because this was the intention, to keep it and to hold the sea breeze on that. So we have on the top notes, on the main ingredients are coconut, pear, plum, and almond. So fruity, that bring you to the gentle touch. Of course, it's not gourmand, but we have these fruity notes combined with these coconut that are quite unusual with the peach, but is nice to give sweetness on the fragrances. On the middle notes and hard notes, what we call, because for our point of view, art is the secret of life. You need to put art in all what you're doing, in your job, in your passion, in your hobbies, in your commitments. And it's very important, the heart, the most important part. So top notes are very important to create the frame of your idea in terms of creativity. But what is important is the heart, because the heart is what is last for you. And in this case, we have jasmine, musk rose, that is very typical of Italian garden. We have tuberose, the secret love of Tiziana, freesia, lily of valley, in a different proportion with temper, of course, magnolia and iris. Very different type of flower, but very typical of Italian gardens, all together combined in one unusual combination that is going to be the heart of this. And of course, the breeze and the sea breeze that you can feel it are coming from the bottom, because we have sandalwood and vanilla with oakmoss. And the oakmoss combined with the woody give this kind of sea breeze effects and beachy effects, as you say. This is my new term, so I got it. And musk, that of course is very important, because as we say, is the external booster or enhancer for all the fragrances. These fragrances really represent and express the sense of flowery beauty in this sunny day in Italian.
You have the blue in your eyes when you smell the fragrances. The blue of the sky, the blue of the sea. Beautiful light that you have.
Nice.
Beautiful that we have in Italy that is called Gvwy. Yeah.
I guess I went with the masculine and the feminine as my two favorites.
Yeah, good.
Good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What is musk rose? I've never heard that term before.
Oh, it's a type of, roses there are different type of roses in the family of roses. You have Bulgarian, musk, tea rose, and musk rose is a very small one, and normally is growing nearby the walls, because it can also go down. Like a
vine. Like a vine.
Yeah, like a vine. And there's these are very small roses, and the petals are very thick, so are very, very cellular, and have this kind of green notes inside. And our grandfather used to extract the oil, including some leaves, because in this case, the green of the leaves given a special touch to the oil. And now I say all my secret. I need to kill you. No. I'm kidding. No, but it's a very particular. I was going to make an offer that you cannot refuse.
No, I've never heard that musk rose before. I'm glad I asked, because it sounds fabulous.
Yeah, it is. It's very fabulous, and it's really something that reminds our childhood period, because our grandma used to have these roses, and this musk rose, particularly, have a very strong, how do you call spine? When you
the
touch
part that is touching.
Thorn?
Thorn, yeah, this one thorn, yeah. So this and so are very thick and dangerous.
Better stay away.
You stay away, yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to spend only a little 1 second to say that is the part of our heritage that are very, very important in our job, because as you know, we are the third generation. And we receive a lot of information about our grandfather and after our father. So this is why we have all these little details that often make the difference to the other fragrances.
Absolutely.
So nice. We have. I have to thank our family.
Yeah. So your grandfather started the business then?
Yeah.
Yes, our grandfather started the business, and he was a perfumer and a fragrance lover and a crazy collector. So this is a reason why We have some of oil that are more than 50 years old, priceless in our lab, and the library we are using for special collection, special perfumes, and we have in Tiziana Terenzi as well in the Assoluto collection, like Dube or Orionis or other that in this collection. And really, this is a piece of art for fragrance collector, because this perfume, you like it or not, you cannot find any more of these ingredients. Even for us, it's part of our heritage, and we would like to share with the fragrance lover. But of course, it's not business-wise, because we produce more or less 200 bottles per year of this
and this
collection.
is the real concept of niche, in my point of view, because niche doesn't means nothing. Now, all many brands.
Everything is niche now.
Everything is niche. It doesn't mean nothing. But in this case, it's a real niche, because there is a limited quantity.
Yeah.
So it's not for all the people. It's only for really fragrance lover.
Yeah.
They can understand the value of this special bottle.
And the ingredients and the products.
You know, the ingredients, because finally in our job is not very different to be a very good chef. What is important is to have the good ingredients.
Yeah.
To make a recipe, you know.
Absolutely. The best.
The best. So our grandfather started, and after, of course, our father was with him, and they combined the two main expertise, perfume and candle maker, and they invented the first scented candle in Europe for sure. So this is what we have evidence, but probably in the world. Combining two elements are so different, because even making a candle, people think that is easy, but it's not. We're combining these two elements together, and this is the reason why the company grew and became bigger year after year. And after now, Tiziana and I, we are driving the company since 2004, when our father unfortunately passed away.
But he's still now here.
He's still in our heart, of course, and working with us. But in the meantime, we try to be the synthesis of this long journey. And in a certain moment of our life, we decided to be focused in our love and passion. So we decided to launch the Tiziana Terenzi brand, as at the time it was a concept only. We entered, suddenly it became popular, but we didn't have any idea even about program of marketing.
Two naive guys in the market.
Yes, we were absolutely out of the blue for many of them. And but in only 5 years, we reached 85 countries nowadays, in the most iconic places in the world. And we are very grateful to our partner that they support us, and they also believe in us, because we didn't follow any kind of marketing request, but only our inspiration. So we release what we like, we do what we believe in, and it was good. And so we are privileged for that.
Yeah, we are very lucky.
So you spoke a little bit about your candle. Tell me about how unique your candles are, because as I was telling you off the recording, I burned one recently.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised at the great little fireplace crackling sounds it was making. And I was like, oh my God, I got to get more of these candles. They make a great sound and they smell great. So tell me a little bit about this candle.
Yes, I used to say that I was born in a candle swimming in a spot of perfume. And for me, candle is really the first element of our heritage. Is what I like more. I think that is more or less the same, but it's really wonderful to create a candle, because candle is a sculpture that is going to evolve and destroy itself to become something else. And
so it's like the light, you know?
You're right. Yeah.
The only fixed point that we can have in our life is to try to be light, like a candle.
Yeah.
And living by candlelight is an magical experience. Even now that we are doing this speech, I have my candle. We have our candle here that is burning.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yes. With the triple wicks in this case is our own fireplace that we are carry on, because the candle is going to involve all your senses. We have the fire. So we have the light, the feeling of the warmth around you. We have the sound of the fireplace because our candle has these wooden wicks that create the crackling like a fireplace. So the candle is speaking the sound of the scent because the candle is very well scented. We have this unique pattern that our father invented, where we can add the perfume at a quantity that nobody can reach it because it's not oily perfume, but it's a solid fat-soluble fragrance that is going to mix with the wax. And we have this patent exclusive worldwide, the reason why many brands are coming to us for producing private label, because we have a food grade wax. It means wax that you can eat, the same that you can find in cosmetic pharmacy application or in cheese, for example. And this wax is pure, and that when you light a 1 hour candle, you produce fire, but in the meantime there is water. Fire and water together, because our candles are so pure that are producing no pollution, but only water vapor. And this water vapor activated the silver colloidal that we have inside the candle. This is another pattern that we have. And when you have this silver colloidal, you activate the colloidal, that is a natural antibiotic to destroy virus, bacteria, and mold. So this is the reason why we always keep in our candle. We are not wearing mask here because we are absolutely protected by our candle.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I better get some.
yes, you should try. You should try, because this is an incredible invention
They
that
are pure and they purify the air.
we developed with university many years ago. This is our own research and our chemistry in our labs, and together with us, we developed this uniqueness way. Of course, now it becomes popular because people are scary about this, but our intention was to purify the air, because the magical things that through the fire we can produce water that is a chemical formula. So it's like that, but of course you should have a good fire to produce water. There is a very nice movie about the gentleman that he was lost in Mars, that is during his journey, and he produced water through the fire. This combination. And this is what we are doing. Exactly what the reaction of this gentleman we are reproducing with our candle. So you don't need to be ashamed, but it's enough to be a normal guy that is going to burn a candle like us, and you have these magical effects. So fire and water together, able to activate the silver colloidal and enjoy the life in a pure environment.
Mm-hmm. Fabulous.
Thank you.
And the atmosphere with the candle is beautiful. They change the perception of the space and the time.
It's
so
romantic.
You stop to look and you start to listen.
Mm-hmm.
That is more interesting.
The living by candlelight. This is an amazing experience.
Grazie. Thanks for this question. It's very important
you're welcome.
for us. Thank
I
you
love
very
that.
much.
That candle was amazing.
Thank you
so
very much.
we should move on to Draconis.
Draconis,
so this one is a different collection, correct?
Yes, it's a different collection of the same journey. I like to call chapter of this endless journey, because this Draconis is a very special one. We have one of the chapters of Tiziana Terenzi brand is Luna collection, and the Luna are named by constellation that we discovered during our childhood period with our grandfather. In this case, this fragrance is coming from the constellation of Draco. Draco is a very hidden fragrance, like the city that inspired this place. This is really difficult to detect and understand these fragrances, because at the beginning it seems simple, but immediately becomes very complicated and complex. And this is the reason why we call it the hide fragrances. Because everything is behind the line. You need to go deep in your details. From this magical journey, from the constellation, the constellations are made by stars, and each stars are named with a particular name. And the most famous, the more brighter, has a name. The other has a kind of SKU code, Alpha 1, Alpha 2, or whatever. In this case, we have two famous stars from the constellation of Draco. So we keep the pyramid and the ingredients and the concept of Draco. We try to make this journey far away and brighter, but maintain the concept and the core of the previous one. So if you are expert and you know how to handling, you can layer in easily from the constellation to the stars, and you have a magical journey to make this kind of layering effects. So nobody knows, or few people knows this, but now it's becoming popular because for people that discover this experience is another way to explore the infinite borders of the perfumery. So come back to Draconis. I love Draconis. Draconis is something that is make me happy since the beginning. We started from something that is incredibly unique because first of all, here we have a beautiful jewel cup that we have in the Luna collection. And this cup is incredible, well done. Of course, Tiziana, first of all, she started her career like a jewelry designer and still working in some kind of collaboration on that.
But what is magical is not the question of the design, is because this is the moon phases of Leonardo da Vinci. So it's something that is Italy in a most, that there is a mistake because the motherland is in the middle. What is the people is thinking that this time.
The solar circles is around the center. They at the Middle Ages they consider the Earth the center of the universe.
And this is Leonardo da Vinci, not Tiziana Terenzi, so it's very good.
And this is also used like a glorify. Now we talked about sustainability before. You can use it to glorify your bottle. You can use it like a paperweight. You can use it to throw away when someone is naughty, as a different kind of using. And I
never thought of this.
Yes, it's you're glorified because after in all the packaging, and after we also show the packaging. We have a travel cup, so you can use in this one as well. So the fragrances as a very important creation. First of all, First of all, this is we don't use in these fragrances the pyramid, but we use the pyramid. We introduced this new way to create the perfume with the Syrah and Myrrh in the previous release of the Luna Stars collection. Because we were born with this idea of the pyramid, and we would like to create something that is going to evolve in the circle like the stars are doing. So in this case, we call it a top spiral, what is the header for the pyramid, because the fragrance is starting in this kind of circle, and you can feel it from the bottom to the top, and it's going to come back to the initial point. So this is something really incredible break with the past and with the tradition, but also is an innovative way to come back to the origin of the perfume. This is what I like it, and this is why we love it. So on the, top spiral, we have a bergamot, grapefruit, and this is the reason why this fragrance makes me so happy, because we got this incredible oil of grapefruit that the first time that we get it, smell it is, we receive harvest from all our partner all around the world, and the gentleman sent us this few bottles of this oil, and inside it was a perfume. When you have the first one, like Tiziana said before, a good chef has the good elements, good raw material to prepare his creation. The same for us. And when you have this first one, it's like, okay, wow, we should make something with that because it's really incredible. And it's not juicy.
It's my journey in Sorrento, so it's working, no?
And of course here we have bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, and neroli. So really Italian blossom of Gourmand. On the central spiral, where you know better like heart, we have geranium, juniper, black pepper, and green pepper. Green pepper is another thing that is very precious. Normally, it's impossible to find green pepper for perfumery because all the production, all the harvests are used for the chef, for big chef, because it's a very precious pepper. But we have the fortune, as well as Tiziana said before, to have this contact with people that are crazy enough to give us this oil. And the background spiral, we have vetiver that you get before, amber, patchouli, frankincense, and musk. It's in a very herbal touch. with agruma together. So you can really feel, for me, is the spirit of the journey, to feel far away from everything else, lighter and fluctuant on the hair. I really like these fragrances. And now I was not smelling for longer. I really, I really love it. It's so sexy.
It's very woody, citrus aromatic.
Yeah,
Yes,
citrus.
citrus.
Herbal, citrus aromatic, and this grapefruit and lemon together is a very strong combination. But although these normally fragrances, the sense of agruma normally is lighter and doesn't last, in this case, the opulence of the fragrances and the combination with the black pepper that gives the freshness but also the lasting, create a very nice combination of the fragrances, although it's so light, last. And this is good.
It's very, very intense. That's all I could say.
It's very intense, yes. I really love it.
But it's lovely.
Tremendous. And if you would like, Tiziana, I can show also the packaging.
I want to show you also the packaging of this special collection.
Because all the Luna stars are in this incredible leather,
exactly. And in this case,
leather box.
Because we speak about stars, we speak about something that is very shining, very, bright.
Beautiful.
Yes, we have the light inside. Now we have a lot of light here, so you cannot see very well the effect in the bottle. But this is the presentation.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Great presentation.
Thank you very much. Even in this case, you can have this box that is sustainability, because you can use for what you want, like a precious
jewelry
box.
Watches box.
Exactly. And inside the bottom, not in this case, you can have also the travel cup, because this cup is very heavy and very important. This is gold plated.
Gold plated with 1 gram of gold, the cup. The lid is gold plated with 1 gram of gold.
Wow. Fabulous.
Thank you very much.
And the last of the series,
Arrakis.
do you like it? Arrakis.
Arrakis, yeah. How do you say it? Arrakis?
Arrakis. Arrakis is the name of the stars. So normally a name that are coming from the gentleman of the people that discovered the stars, and this gentleman was called Arrakis, probably.
Yeah, this one
I think
very
this one you will like it.
Yes, it's very
intense.
almost gourmand.
Yeah, well, it's not only gourmand. Also, you feel the tobacco leaves combined with the vanilla that you get it this part of the gourmand touch, and it's okay for me that I love tobacco in all the forms, and this is really something that I really like it. This combination, of course,
it's creamy.
It's creamy. Creamy, yes.
It's creamy.
It's absolutely. It's absolutely creamy, and we have in this case again this spiral creation. So top spiral: bergamot, lemon, grapefruit, saffron, osmanthus, thyme, and rosemary. So again, herbal touch combined with agruma is quite an unusual combination. On the central spiral, vetiver, tobacco, and these tobacco leaves, we have 2 different type of leaves from Virginia and Turkish tobacco from Izmir ones. Patchouli, guaiac wood. And guaiac wood is really something that is balsamic and mysterious. On the back spiral, we have tonka bean that give you also this creamy gourmand touch that you get at the beginning. You're right. Amber, musk, and Cambodian wood. So in this case, we have this.
It's delicious.
This really elegant combination with tobacco, this kind of gentle tobacco fragrances that from 50, and in the meantime, the woody notes and the touch of creamy notes like the tonka bean that makes the fragrances incredible, well balanced, and really assertive. And I think that Tiziana used to wear a lot for this winter time with these fragrances. So and it's very, very sophisticated.
Is there a little boozy in there? A little booziness?
Booziness?
Like a liqueur or some kind?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
a little bit.
You feel this because it's really the combination, like a touch of cognac rum that is combined perfectly with the tobacco leaves, and of course the pyramid is going to represent part of the creation. Is not all the list ingredients, but it's true that you're right.
Congratulations, Sebastian.
There is this type of rum cognac,
a little fruity too.
cherry fruit that is giving this. Because it should be the perfect balance with the tobacco leaves.
Okay, so I have to switch out with Borea.
Yeah.
Good. I like this one a lot, actually. It's really strong.
Thank you.
Really strong.
All our fragrances have this kind of strength. We like it. This type of personality is more or less our signature.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is what people say.
Not many people know how much it's difficult to manage the fragrances in this high level of concentration. But because we don't want to put water in our precious molecule, because they are very sensitive, they are old, many of them, they are natural, so they are even more sensitive instead to the chemical molecules.
Fragile.
Yeah.
Fragile. Fragile. So in this way, and you need a special equipment for the pump, because you know that the essence can be very aggressive, especially for the plastic or something that is. So all the technical part inside to the bottle to have a special effect of the pump, a special puff, we say, in, I don't know if it's correct.
The spray and the way to release the fragrances.
Yeah.
We have this.
To be so open without alcohol when they touch the skin.
We have a special propper inside the pump that we develop in order to create a type of spray when you project the fragrances that is going to create a conical versus at the beginning, narrow, and is open after a certain distance from you. So the fragrances touch you like a small caress, because as we say before, the alcohol is only the shuttle and it's going to disappear before to touch your body. So you will be touched only by the fragrances. So this is more to wear the fragrances like in the original of the perfume, when we wear only attar, pure oil without alcohol, that it was invented only in the 15th century. So the fragrance, when you spray, release this kind of small touch, and is really an experience to wear these fragrances developed with this special pump that is already made for us and for the intensity concentration that we use.
Different than the standard one because of the concentration of the juice that we have without alcohol, without water.
It's a great sprayer.
Thank you.
It really does the job.
This kind of,
this is another part of heritage. You can imagine how many times we study for any details. We are producer for many luxury brands before to enter in the market with this line that is exactly all the best of the experience that we can collect in 3 generations of job.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
This is the celebration of the family, of the job, that in our story is all together. There is not a border between the family and the job.
Mm-hmm.
When we was child, exactly, because you are born in this situation, and our father was in love of his job, our grandfather even in love of his job, and we speak all the time about it. When we are child, we think that it was normal, that all the people go to smell every day, all the day is something.
Makes sense, absolutely.
See.
Cool, so anything else you want to say about these 4 before we wrap up?
Well, for me, I think that we spend a lot of time.
We take all your time and
only concern for you, because from 20 minutes we passed to 1 hour again.
It's okay. Tiziana and Paolo, thanks so much for doing this video with me. I hope you guys are staying safe. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hopefully we can see each other again very soon.
Absolutely, yes. We look forward for that, and to invite you to come to visit us in our Wonderland. And good luck to the winner for the giveaway. And I hope that he is going to, or she's going to enjoy our beautiful journey.
I'm sure they will.
Bye. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Take care, dear friend. Grazie.
Video. Thanks so much for watching this video with Paolo and Tiziana Terenzi discussing 4 of their fragrances such as Siene, Borea, Draconis, and Arrakis. We do have a giveaway thanks to the folks at the Fragrance Group. The Fragrance Group is the exclusive US distributor for Tiziana Terenzi fragrances, and they have a website called soavantgarde.com. I have a link in the info box. You can click that link and head over and discover fragrances from Tiziana Terenzi and a lot of other select group of prestige specialty fragrance brands. So in the giveaway for today, please let me know which of the fragrance sounds the best to you. And also, why does it sound great to you? You have to put a reason why it sounds great to you. And then also please put your state. This is a USA giveaway, and that is because the Fragrance Group is a USA distributor of Tiziana Terenzi fragrances. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. As I said, please go watch the previous video as I'm closing that giveaway very, very soon. And of course, today's video, participate in that giveaway as well. If you have any questions or comments, please put it down below. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.